Hello, 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 hello. I know this is an unusual night, but this will be starting in 2025. I will be doing Mondays. I think Mondays is a better day. And then most people be at home and most people want to chit chat. Okay. So we here for that. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I tell you, it is good to see y'all faces on here. Doing it a little different, trying to see how everything will be set up for the new year. Trying to do it without the mic so much in the headphones, trying to do it with the earpiece. And so let me know, give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Nikki, give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me well. And if you can, we'll start this thing because I'm not going to keep you here a long time. As I always said, just a time. We're going to share some things that I had a enlightening conversation with a remarkable young lady, and I thought about some things as we was talking, and I jotted them down, but don't ask me where they at, y'all, please. So we're going to pray to God that he bring it back to my remembrance, okay? We're going to pray to God that he bring it back. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, maybe this setup is better. I'm gonna put all this other stuff on eBay. Okay. I might donate it to somebody. Okay, so tonight is just some things that I thought about it. That's what I want to do. If you keep seeing me look over to the side, maybe that's my monitor. My monitor is right here. So I am looking at it. But listen, tonight is just some things I thought about. So, hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Been a Journey podcast. Again, I am Chanel, and today I'm taking a moment to reflect on topics that is deeply personal but filled with lessons. And I've learned that these lessons have helped my life and my helped me realize what love really is. And even in unique circumstances, it shaped me to the person that I am right now. And someone asked me, said, would you change anything about the things that you've been through? And I was like, I don't know, because if I change anything about me or about what I've been through, I don't know if I would be the person that I am right now. I don't know if I would be that person, right? Ooh, I can see better. I don't know. So you see, I've been married 5 times, divorced 4 times. And when I say it, most people like, oh my God, girl, I don't want to do it no more. Why? For real, you have to ask yourself, why don't you? Did you ask God about that? Even in the divorce, like if you're not even divorced yet, we got to go to God first. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. This journey really has taught me so much, not just about ending, but also about beginning, right? Because tonight is just the things I thought about over the course of the few months that we've been together on It's Been a Journey podcast. And it's just the things that we talked about and some things we may have missed. And I've shared what I've learned from divorce. But let me flip the script and share what I've learned about being married. And these are the things that I thought about. And y'all, some people gonna be mad. Okay, the truth is the truth. But we're gonna dive in here because the complexity of love and commitment is my first thing I want to talk about. Marriage is often, idolized as the ultimate expression of love and partnership. But while that can be true, it's also complex and deeper. Because most of the time we want our husband or wives to be our best friend, our lawyer, our doctor, our, you know how they say lawyer in the courtroom? That song said a doctor in the sick room. Actuality, the closest person to you besides God is your husband or wife, right? Each marriage that I entered in came with its own set of dynamics, things that wasn't like, things that was like, things that I was originally then wanted to change. And then you have to think about, okay, so is it worth me changing too much. You know, it's okay. You know, I told you I don't like the compromise where either you want to do it or you don't. But if you want it to work, my daughter brought some up last week, and it made me think about when she said that they saw me change to not rock the boat. But it was more so as changing so the marriage will work because it's children here. Okay. Now even the first wasn't their biological father, but he stepped in like he was. Okay. Like he was there through the school, through the getting the things, all of that. Then when my son came along, his dad, so now it's another dynamic. You have to think about more than just you because this trickle down into your children. And that's why I say you can't let them hear everything because if they see you, it's okay for healthy argument in front, disagreement, okay? But like that stump down, you ain't hitting on nothing, you just like your mama, you ain't never gonna be now. I don't know why I married you. That right there don't be because you if you have male children, they looking at it a certain way. And you disrespect their mama, it does something to them. Girls hear their father call their mama BH's and O's, they think it'll be cool if someone called them that, or it'll be the other side of the spectrum where they mad at their mother for letting their dad call them that. So in those marriages, the things I learned was like the things that we don't often see, right? There are moments of deep love and connection, but there are also challenges and missteps. And if we don't let go of the missteps, it's gonna forever be challenges. Like I was telling someone, you can't make someone love you. When they came out with this song, I can't make you love me. That is true. Then you have to realize, okay, so what I'm going to do. Like I told y'all, in one of my marriage, 3 days later, he wanted divorce and stayed the longest. But if a person know what make you bleed, they'll continue to do that scab. Then we talk about that. One thing I thought about is a lot is how love evolves over time. And at the end of this, I'm going to give y'all some questions. Get your ink pens, people. It's not just a sit and listen. This is take inventory. Get your, because I'm going to ask you, and they're not like long, just five. Because sometimes we need to sit and really think and ask those questions. Because these are the questions that I had to ask myself, right? These are the things that I had to learn. I learned that commitment isn't just staying together. You I said that I look, if y'all ain't been to them other episodes, go on back. Y'all got a few weeks because we're gonna take off and we'll be back the second week in July. I mean second week in January 2025. Okay. Commitment isn't just staying together. You can be together and be separated. Have you ever heard people together and they don't know what the other person doing? And they sleeping in this room and that room. Now, some people do it for medical reasons, but if you're doing it because you can't stand your mate, that ain't together. That's not a commitment. For some, that is torture. True, just telling you. Okay, that is torture. So if y'all understand what I'm saying, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up because I guess that's how the algorithm work. I don't know. I'm still learning. But it's about showing up for each other every single day. That don't mean you're gonna like them all the time, but that doesn't mean you don't love them. They broke down in school when I was in school, and now they're a little more versed with AI and all this. But they said you can love a person and not like them. They said like is the behavior of that person, but they could be so loving to you that you love them. That's how people love narcissists. They don't really like them, but they can't help but to love them because they tell them what they want to hear. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Y'all watch out for them words. telling you what you want to hear. I ain't gonna get ahead of myself because we going into that right now. Ain't that segue good? It came in good. Because this segment I'm gonna talk about, and we gonna be done hopefully before this hour's up. But if y'all have any question, any comment, put them in there. Throw them likes and hearts up and throw them questions in there because somebody may read it later and have an answer for you. But now in this segment I'm about to talk about is the unique situation and side stories. Yes, 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 yes. When I say side stories, I ain't talking about nobody sitting beside me. Right. It's about choosing that person every day. These side stories now, let me get real. Marriage can bring about some unique situations, right? I encounter everything from blended family dynamics to the ever dread side chicks situation. Now that's what we're going to talk about right now. Let me fold my own. Hmm. But I ain't gonna talk about them before I talk about me. Let me bring the camera right. Okay. There was a time where I was best friends with someone, and I thought, not knowing he was in a relationship, not knowing it. I guess they say confession is good for the soul. They said the Bible said, what do you say about your faults? Somebody Google it for me. Admit your faults one to another. Okay, let me admit mine. So we were so cool that I thought that he was the bomb diggity bomb, right? I thought he was single because he was hanging out. It was a group of us. We would hang out all the time, right? So I never heard about no lady or nothing. So I was just smitten with him. Come to find out, listen, y'all. Come to find out he had somebody. But I was in there now. He wasn't married, but I was in there. I think I told y'all a little bit about this at the very first thing, right? I'm sitting up there over his house drinking coffee, talking to my friend girl on the phone. The girl walk in the door. Now, mind you, they split up, one me, y'all. Okay. But I didn't know they were still kicking it. So you might be an involuntary side chick and not know it. Just tell me the truth. So anything could happen in that moment. But my mind was like, oh well, I was young too. And let me rewind it. Uh when the Bible said ye shall reap what you sow, we forget that by the time we start reaping, we didn't forget what we sowed. Hmm? It is like it's set up like that. By the time we start reaping, because it has to pierce your heart. By the time we start reaping, we forgot what we sowed, right? If you see me looking down my notes right here, we forget what we sowed. And sometimes we still so in our ignorant phase, we don't even see it. Hey, Zena, we don't even see us in our reaping season. We just thinking somebody always doing something to us, not thinking what we did to them until we get much mature in wisdom. And then we like, oh, snap. Let me bring to the side cheeks that happened. Me sitting up in there after she was in there, I'm boasting to my friend girl, yeah, I run this. I don't know what she think this is. She left, not knowing she didn't really lead. They had a argument. I'm caught in the middle of a catch 22. Could have caught 22 or 25. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm looking like I'm that person. I'm looking like I'm a side chick. Not knowing involuntarily, but too deep. What's that movie? In too deep? I couldn't see. But let me tell you, I had enough sense to repent and be like, nah, this ain't for me. No, Lord. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. And I liked them. Mm-mm. No, this ain't later now. I ain't saying then. So fast forward the situation. I encountered several of them to the point where one came to a private entrance and knocked on the door. I was so upset. And guess what the Lord said? But you did it. When I said, how in the world she think she can come over here and do whatever she wanted, da da da. And the Lord said, you did. And I had to think about it. Then I was like, and I said, Lord, if that girl, yep, I did talk a little bit about this before. I said, if that girl feel anything like I feel right now, forgive me, Lord. I don't know where she is. But if you watching and come across this, I apologize. I'm repenting. Okay? Because I encountered some that would invite my ex-husband and then want me to make him leave. Y'all go tag somebody. Y'all share this because somebody need to hear this. I I'm such a good person that they, and I said they because there was more than one that said this. I ain't gonna give y'all the timeline, but said that they Google me or Facebook watch me or whatever you call it, and said it seems like you're a good person. And I don't know why this is, and had the nerve to say, well, I let him stay last night. I called my daughter because I was like, is this the new thing we doing? And she was like, what? Yeah. She was my homegirl. I'm telling you. It's like, and then I told y'all about the one that was like she was in love with one. And I said, but you beautiful. And she was like, he ain't gonna choose me. When you blind to the fact, y'all, when they said love is blind, that ain't just when you marry. Love had a multitude of faults. If a person get in your ear gate and slither them words in your ear like the serpent talked to Eve, ugh, you'll be stuck. If it wasn't for me having the foundation of Jesus, I'd probably be stuck right now, stuck on stupid. Because at the end, he brought another female right where I was to make me upset, and they call it triangulation. But crazy, I was like, oh, okay then. After I was done, I was done. And let me tell you how I was. It was a time where it was storming so bad that I couldn't even get across town to get a room. And he said, you can stay up here. And I did on the sofa. And somebody knocked on the door. And it was a female. She said, oh, I'm sorry. Babe. Come on in. He back there. When I'm done, I don't care who you holler at. I don't. But if you don't watch it, you'll be stuck in a catch 22. I slept so hard, I don't know what they did. She was still there that morning. When I got them down the highway, that was no more my issue. But you have to watch it because people will be involuntary side chick, and that person or side dudes. It ain't just women, and you'll be mad at the side person, but it's really the one that's married. You don't know what is taken back and forth in conversation. I'm just talking about Chanel. Maybe that ain't you. Maybe that ain't what went on with you. It's just some things that I've been thinking about. We get so upset with the other person. That person ain't married. They ain't do no vow. They ain't trying to cover a me in no situation. And here I am, was upset over there until God had to slap me into reality. Like, why are you talking over there? I was so upset with the side. I hate calling them that. With the other women that I started praying for them. Let me tell you something. You know when you have Jesus in your heart, when you really pray for your enemy. When I said they couldn't stand me and I'm the wife, I was the wife. People want to take, but it wasn't really them taking because they was there before I got there. 15, 20 years. I was so hurt about that I started praying for them. Yes. I mean, I literally broke down one day because I was driving and I was praying for them because they stuck in a cycle. They stuck on words. They stuck, not on stupid. You can't say it. They stuck in love in a jacked up situation. Oh, hoping and wishing. There it is. On a wish. Like Cedric Entertainment. I wish. And I was so hurt about that. That when one time I had to go in the phone to do something, and the thing, and I just was strolling, it forgot. I guess he just forgot. And I was just reading, and it was like, you know how the Bible said the enemy like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. That's how it was in there. Just spitting words to different ones, seeing who catch it. I was like, oh my God. These some things I just thought about. When you dealing with people, let me tell you, you have to have navigating through those moments. And they taught me that a lot about boundaries because even the side females thought it was cool to contact me. That what I never could understand. Why would you contact the wife and you volunteer or involuntarily agree to it? Or you was there when it happened. Instead of you going on and asking God to bless you with your own, you want to make it known. I wasn't that stupid. Okay. Why? Why boast about it? Because it's gonna come. And the Lord had gave me if if you was there and there's been instance where that person becomes and they be together forever. But hey Steph, hey Angela, right? But why would you want to be a side chick, a side piece, a side dude, a side of any? Why won't you not want to have your own? What do that really say about you? Because I had to learn what it said about me. And I had to go, that's why I had to go to God and be like, no, this ain't me right here. I ain't gonna say nothing about nobody because I've been there. Because after I found out, I shouldn't have took the word so quick, but they were the word I wanted to hear. Right, low self-esteem, aside anything. Why? And when they called me in the marriage, I told them, I said, I tell you what, y'all do whatever, but that between you, him, and God. I'm in my rightful place. Ain't no blood on my hand. Whatever's going on, you take that up. But it's between you, him, and God. You don't have to go out and fight verbally with nobody. You take everything to the Lord in prayer, right? I had to just meditate on that. It has to be something when you really pray for your enemy. I did not want no female to be like that. Hey, when you do not want to be that way. right? So I guess that's enough about. I mean, I got a few of 'em. One wanted to fight me over something he said that I ain't know about, and that's dangerous, y'all. You have to cover yourself in prayer. You have to. The next segment, we ain't gonna stay on this. The next segment, we talk about what marriage taught me about myself. For one, the biggest one was the revelation I had is that marriage is much about self-discovery as it is about partnership. Because when we younger, we said, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't do that, baby. Let that circumstances come up. And you be like, well, I guess I am her. Ain't nobody gonna do me like that. And you'll catch yourself being the very thing that you said ain't. Yeah, giving and taking. But are you giving so much to the person? Like, I'm just gonna take. They're gonna take, take, take. And you be drilling down, shriveled up or dried up, not knowing why you're not happy, not knowing why you're not smiling. They ain't giving you nothing, just minimum everything. I think I said it in one of the podcasts. They'll give you just enough to keep you on the hook until they ain't giving you nothing, and you ain't even realize they ain't giving you nothing because you so used to being deprived. Oh, that was good to me. Ooh, I said that without stuttering. Really, each relationship served as a mirror. I think they said it where you are in your place or whatever. You draw that. Right. Y'all see that comment, Renwick? Oh, by the way, Renwick is my girl's father. When I told you there's no beef, everybody have a story. Everybody been through something, right? Reflecting back, to me was like my strength, my weaknesses, the area of growth. These are the things we need to write down. My weaknesses was I want to be Captain Save somebody because how I felt growing up, right? To the point that I was drowning and I almost need saving. And it wasn't that anybody was bad, it was just the situation as a whole. You know how they say you can't see the forest for the trees? Well, you can't see a good, healthy relationship for always trying to save somebody from something that's detrimental in your mind to their health. Like you God. I think they call it a God complex. Prophetess Sunday's probably call it pride, right? I had to learn how to better communicate my needs. Because let me tell you about me. I asked you 2 times, you ain't got to worry about no more. That means I can't depend on you to do it. I'm gonna do it. You ain't gotta worry about it. I ain't gonna even be mad at it. Why? Because I've done it for so long. I always had to depend at a certain point on Chanel. So when it happens, I ain't mad. I just know, okay, so this right here, this man. And you ain't gotta worry. When Sherelle said that, she brought so many things up last week. If y'all haven't caught that podcast with my daughter, she brought so many things up that I didn't even think about because I was like a what they said engine, like a well-oiled sewing machine. I'm gonna go. Why? Because I had them kids. If you ain't gonna pay the light bill, you think I wasn't putting back just in case, right? That means now I can't rely on you. That part. That means I may not. Then I said you might not like them, you love them. So, but that part, okay, I can't rely on you for that. If something else happens, guess what? Before you know, you got a whole list. I can't rely on that. Why you don't? Because I don't trust you. People say you can't be with nobody. Yeah, it's many people and women, even men. It's not just women that be with their mate, they love them, but they know what they can't trust them with. You think why most women get upset when they husband around somewhere or they wives, if they promiscuous, get upset and why they around a group of people because they know they spouse. Or so a man thinketh within himself, so is he. Either way, one or the other then prove that thing to come to fruition. That's a big word. I got it out there. Right? I had to learn how to forgive. I had to learn how to forgive myself and other people. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. We said it all the time. But we be so mad, we don't want to forgive them, they mama, they baby mama, they cousin, the girl that hooked us up, the boy that caught. Why? If it's done, what's the resentment? Most time the resentment come because they didn't do it like you wanted done, or they didn't do what you wanted them to do. Have y'all know that? The Lord told me that one time. He said, "Why are you so mad?" And I had to think about it. I couldn't really think. He said, "Because he didn't say it like you want him to say it. You judging on what you would do. This how I would do it. You can't do that though. Even though y'all as one, y'all still two people raised by two different parents or grandparent or whoever. But we judge people on our perception of how we would do stuff. You remember I told you, I said I wouldn't do that and then turn around like I did that. The very thing we hate, if we don't watch it, we become. The difference between what they call it, empath in psychology, Prophet is on here, she's a doctor, and narcissism is which way they turn. Two people can have the same situation and end up on different parts of the spectrum. Either they cause the situation or they want to mend it. Accepting. Same problem, two different people, two different paths. But if you don't watch it, they'll end up together. I had to learn how to be present. I also discovered my capacity to be resilient. Marriage is hard work, y'all. You hear me? And it requires a level of vulnerability. We talked about that with the men. And later, ladies in 2025, we talk about it with you. Because we got some stiff-necked women too now. It takes vulnerability, openness that can terrify. It can be terrifying to both of us. When I we talked about my husband and I about what went on when we first met, the night before we said I do, it was a blow up because we both was fearful because we had been through this road before. Me, it was some insecurity I ain't never had before because I saw something different in it, right? Stuff I was saying to him I ain't never said before to nobody. Didn't have no conscience about it. It was done. It was done. Oh, but I caught myself saying, "But I've been married these many times. Are you cool with that? Would that bother? Honestly, this how I felt." And he was saying some things to me. So it taught me that about myself, that things I thought was healed was dormant. And the enemy will use it if you suffer in silence. The next segment, I'm going to talk about a fresh perspective on new beginning. You know, you might think that after four divorces, I was jaded. But here's the thing, each new marriage represented hope, a fresh start. I had hope going in there. Hope this is my last one. Wishing. No. Right. Rick said, been there. Greta said, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? But is this resonating? Let me see your hearts to know you still here with me. We ain't got long. This is my last segment. Y'all have y'all ink pens out. I told you I ain't gonna keep you out here a long time tonight. Take your ink pens out and your paper, your write on the back of tissue paper, whatever you need, type it in your phone. You know, I'm old school. I'm still pencil and pen. Divorce is still give you when you start over a new marriage, you think this will be it. Each time I did. Let me explain about it right quick. One chose me. One I chose out of lust. One the Lord told me, gave me the name, where we're gonna live. I mean, play by play. The last was the sum total of everything. And what was so weird about the last is because my husband now was trying to connect with me right before I met that person, but it didn't. It it was like it ain't time. That's what I say now. When I said, and God blessed me to make it through. It wasn't as traumatic as some people, like you heard Minister Lisa said she had went through some things. But that's how I realized when God was showing me it wasn't just for marriages. People wanted to talk about it. They wanted to laugh. They wanted to do this, but they didn't know that God was forming a ministry with somebody that wasn't going to be too embarrassed to share what the ins and out of the life that she led. That's going to tell the unadulterated truth. When you marry, you just can't go off because your mate cheating or and I'm a cheat, I'm gonna get them back. No, 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 no. Then we said we're gonna reap what you sow. You took a vow. Regardless to what that person does, you hold true to your covenant with God and let God handle that. And some people say, I just can't do it. I ain't gonna let. Oh, so what? Now you gotta reap it. You taking it upon your own hand. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, all his righteousness, and all those things will be added to you, all the resolution you need in your marriage, all everything, all the renewal, maybe, all the dissolve. Let me tell you something. If 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 anybody dissolve it, it'll be him. He know what's going on, regardless to what you know and what you may think and all the things you may have in your mind, and you didn't get them things captive. Every thought, take it captive because you don't know you ain't there. And even with with evidence, take it to God. And y'all may say that's crazy. Let me tell you something. People that been through some of the stuff that I've been through, you would think crazy. It's some people on here that have literally signed themselves up because how the enemy was coming at them. But God kept them because they still had people praying for them. Yeah, I thought a lot about what it means to keep trying. And when my daughter said she felt like I wanted to be married, no, I was good. In between them was 6.5, 7 years before I married someone else. This is the closest three. But guess what? I wasn't trying to get married. I was enjoying my single life. I can go where I want to. I ain't got to ask no question. I ain't had to where you been, where you going, what you doing, what you. I ain't got to answer that. I'm out. Especially the kids grown. I didn't volunteer, but that also show you how your children perceive the things that went on. But that's why I was open with my children with things that I could be open with them about. Cause mind you, even though they my children, they still got a limit on my life. Cause I'm their mom. Okay? They my kid. And I know people say, but they grown. Don't matter, they still my kid. We get it misconstrued. They would never be my friend. I said that last week. She know we ain't friends, and I don't want nothing in them to make them hate who they father or maybe y'all men on here, their mother. You shouldn't want that because they're still their parent. Because as they get older, you ain't gotta tell them. They will see. When they got older, they spoke what they wanted to speak. A child still being a child's play. You don't have to. And and I know a lot of people say about me being married, that means it was reckless. It's about having faith in the ability to grow and choose differently. It was about me listening to God. Because each time I wasn't looking, but I knew when one of the marriage came, I knew it was over. You like Jesus said, it's finished. Because he told me, and y'all, he told me, he said, if somebody come to you and I tell them this their mate and it don't work out or that person passed away, you could talk to him. He told me flat foot the name, where we're gonna live, everything. Because I trust him. He's my Lord and Savior. He leads and guides me. I didn't know I was trusting him that much. Y'all, you know that the man said, I believe and help my unbelief. He kept me in one of them that was just fighting and everything. He kept me safe. So we have to understand each marriage has been a chapter in my life, and every chapter has had its purpose. And the purpose is it's been a journey. First, I had serial divorcee memoir. I ain't, that's old with. I rebuked that. Then I had revelations of divorce. Then just one day, I don't know if I was talking to my husband or what happened, and I was like, "Oh, it's been a journey." And I was like, "That's it. It's been a journey." And until we leave here, it's gonna always be a journey. But now people don't just want to hear you preach or teach if you ain't been there. How you can tell me how I feel if somebody walk up in your house, another woman, and then tell you that she's sleeping with your husband? And I tell her, suck it up, take a deep breath, and in your mind say, help me, Lord. And don't put your hands on. Because I want to put fifth ward beans on people. Okay. Back in the days, it would have been over with. But I ain't that person no more. And don't allow the enemy to take you there. Carry you back to who you used to be. That person dead. But let me tell you, the old man passed away and you become a new person, even with age and wisdom. But that old person always back there like, tag me in, coach. Ready. It been time, it be like, tag me in. Before you know, you be speaking in mortal tongue and not a heavenly language. Hey, Norma. Okay. You have to watch it. If we gonna be better than we was yesterday, we gotta commit to it. That's what took me so long, and I had to go to my own counseling session. I found people online, Darius Daniels, Anointed Fire, um, uh, the Watchman group. And it's the Watchmen not just for women, it's for men. And I mean, it's some good stuff in there. And y'all hear me talk about it every time because without that group and those people, I still had some things that I didn't recognize. It took me 3 years to start this podcast, had all the equipment and everything for a time like this. But I knew it was something I was missing. And when it was time to move from that, he moved me to eat something else, to eat something else. So as I reflect on these things I realized that marriage has been one of my greatest teachers. It taught me about love, yes, but it also taught me about how to be resilient, self-discovery about myself, the beauty of starting over. It taught me a lot. And if you're listening to this, you're navigating your own journey, whether you married, divorced, or somewhere in between. You got to stay faithful to who you are and stay faithful to the word that God has given you and to your covenant. And God will handle the rest. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord, and I shall repay. Hold your peace in your mind, your peace in your thoughts, your peace in your words, and He will fight that battle. You're not wanting them to die. You're not wanting nobody to no ill will against nobody. But let me tell you this, and I told a person this the other day. That is your mate. That's your husband. That's your wife. That's what two become one. Can't nobody pray to get your husband or your wife. That's yours. You cover them. You have rights to them. He said their body is no longer theirs. It's yours. Your body is no longer yours. It's theirs. So why you out here fighting naturally when you take it to God and press it, Lord? He said boldly before his throne of grace, Lord, this mine. Give me back everything the cankerworm. Give it back to me that everything the enemy trying to do. If it's for me, but you got to be strong enough to say, nevertheless, now. You know what's best when you know the plans you have for me. That's why it's good to read the word. Give God back his word. Nevertheless, you know the plans you have for me to prosper me, not to harm me, give me hope and expect the end. That's even in the marriage. Lord, I want my marriage, but nevertheless. Hmm. If you are somewhere in between, know that your story matters, right? You're listening, you're growing, you're involved with every step you take. Now, guess what, y'all? Time for the people. And I want y'all to message me these answers, but I want y'all to take your time over the holiday and really think about it. Number one, how has love changed you over the years? It should change, especially been together a year. You know a little bit more about each other. And if you've been 10, 12, you can change a few times. Because back when I was 20 something, I ain't want no flowers. Now I'm 51. My husband brought me some flowers on my birthday, and I think I cheesed and my jaw hurt. Okay, Mr. Green. What boundaries is number two? What boundaries do you set to protect your relationship and your self-worth? What boundaries do you set to protect your relationship and your self-worth? Because even though two become one, you still you. Number three, how has marriage or a significant relationship shaped your understanding of yourself? It's easy for us to point our finger at somebody else. But he said you got a log in your eye and you looking at the speck in there. How has marriage or a significant relationship shaped your understanding of yourself? Number four, what lessons have you learned from starting over in life or love? It don't have to be just, it's not just about relationship, y'all. It's about the journey. Whether you went through high school, got your GED, and you end up being a doctor. I want to hear all of that. That's a journey for someone. It's not all about marriage. We just kicked it off there because that's what personal to my ministry, to me, right? What lessons have you learned from starting over in life or in love? And what does resilience mean to you in the context of relationship? It shapes you. So if this have helped you tonight, please give me some hearts, give me some thumbs, share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. As we head into 2025, I'm thrilled to announce that our episode will air every Monday, 7 p.m. Central, or I think it's 8 Eastern Time, featuring incredible guests who will share their unique journeys and perspectives. Let's make the upcoming year one of growth, inspiration, and connection. To leave you with some spiritual inspiration, I leave with you some Romans 8:28. And we know all things work together for good of them that love the Lord and called according to his purpose. Let this be our call to action for the year ahead. Embrace the new, trust the journey, and welcome the blessings that are yet to come. Your best is yet to come. You shall reap if you think not. Okay? I mean, reap the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I would have fainted. That right there, man, gave me. Oh, number five, what does resilience mean to you in the context of relationship? So thank you all for tuning in to this episode on It's Been a Journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. I love to hear your takeaways or even your own reflection on marriage and relationship. So if y'all enjoyed this, let's give it a clap it up. I sure appreciate y'all sharing your time with me and being on here with me for these few minutes. And until next time, take care and keep journeying. We got this. See you the second week of January 2025. Be blessed.